Hello, everyone. I hope we're having a good day so far. Anyway, still young. This is the 7th, I think. Yes, the 7th stream of the Storytellers Hearth weekend relay, and don't forget to check down below for like your bingo cards or whatever in the playlist. Make sure you're following along so that way you get to the next one too. And I am here with Shanon, and I'm gonna let Shanon introduce herself.
Hi everyone, my name is Shanon. I write under pen name of SC Huston, and I'm like doing my intro for my writing streams. I do writing streams on my YouTube channel during the week, Monday through Thursday, under the name of SC Huston, and I write fantasy romance. And also 1/3 is self-publishing tips and tricks podcast with Ben Peck from Running to Write and JB from JM Jelly, and also 1/3 of the conference chairs for the AuthorTube Writing Conference, which is coming up next weekend, starting on Friday. It's essentially a major collaboration between large and small channels coming together over 3 days to talk about all things writing and publishing. And so I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to it being over because it's a lot of work putting on a conference. So I'm just every day I'm ending like really, really tired right now, and I'm ready to just sleep for a few weeks. And that's me.
And mine's not quite as long, but I'm alycereads, if you haven't noticed from the name badge. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
You're right. You can say what you like.
I get hairbrained a lot, so I forget stuff. Sorry. And let's say hates the peoples. Marina. Magic Calendar. Stacy. I think I'm going to quickly switch out laundry. I'm waiting. Yes. Go ahead and change out that laundry, Stacy.
Let's see.
Cool gamer, hey.
Hello.
Hello, Joe.
Hello.
Louise. Crystal, hello. I feel you on the coffee. That's probably going to be the first thing I get during the first time. JC, hey. She said hey to you as well. She says, Shanon, you have to give the clones more tasks. Take something off your plate.
I was just saying to my trainer, because like Devin had some stuff going on with her book last week, and so some of the AWC stuff she was doing had to take, like a back seat to get her book stuff done. Totally understandable, right? And I was like, I don't think I could really do that. I could be like, go work on my book. Well, the AWC it will happen or it's not going to happen, right? Because I have to make it happen. But I was like, if I had a Shanon, then I would be able to take some time off and like, I'm going to get this book stuff done first. I just need a Shanon. Yeah.
I'm sorry, my child is serenading everyone, so y'all are just gonna have to play along with it.
We're back to
I wish I could help you more, Shanon, like help you with it, but
All right.
I'm just not in a place right now to be able to
Totally
do
understandable. But it does mean that the AWC is going to be either going away or changing drastically before next year because I can't continue doing this.
Yeah, I know it's got to be like a mental toll on you with everything that you have to do for it.
Yeah, there's a lot to do for it. Just doing a conference, and then you add on like this week. Just in the last 3 days, we had several people have to withdraw or change their times or do something different or change their giveaways. And I started making the list, and I gave it to my co-chairs this morning. I was like, okay, here's all the changes since the last 24 hours, and gave them the whole list of things that changed. And I was like, I can't even do like the things I need to do to get the conference going because I'm just taking care of all these changes happening. So I decided not to go to my inbox today to the AWC inbox because I have to get some of this stuff done for the conference.
Yeah. So, do we want to go ahead and jump into the first sprint? Just so
Sure.
we can get
What are you
warmed
gonna be
up.
working on?
Let me see if this will work.
Oh, thank you,
It's
Jason.
too long. I don't like that one. I'm going to change this. Sorry about my on-the-fly changes. There we go. Okay. And if you guys want to, just go ahead and let me know in the chat, like, what are we working on today, and what are your plans for like the rest of the relay? Because we still have a day and a half, I do believe.
Ow!
Hold on.
Cat bed duty sounds nice. Thor finally gave up. He was in my last stream. Where did he go? Oh, there he is. He's over by the door. Oh, are we starting? Okay, sorry.
We are going to be using one of your timers.
Thank you.
Shannon. And then we're going to use my other Christmas one, the next one. So, all right, here we go. First sprint, guys, 45 minutes. Right, we're back. What did you get done, Shannon?
I took a small break, got something to eat, and read a little bit of my book, and then started back on AWC stuff.
I got something to eat, and then saw my child and my mom off because they went to the store together. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And I did come up with a question during the break. How do you battle writer's block or writer's setback?
What do you consider to be a writer's setback?
It could be like emotionally, like you're just not feeling the piece anymore, so that you have to take a step back, like, or there's a part in the story that you can't seem to get by, like while you're writing.
I rarely ever get writer's block. I'm not one who doesn't not believe in it. I do believe in writer's block. I think it does happen. I don't have enough time to write to ever get writer's block. I'm constantly thinking of my stories, and I have multiple stories going at the same time. So I think that if I was to get to a spot where I couldn't move on in a story, I have another story I could go to. Now, my current work in progress, there's a scene I wrote that is very emotional, and it was something that actually happened to me, just not exactly the same. But after I wrote that scene, I was like, okay, I'm done. I had to walk away from that but I only walked away for like a day. And then I came back to it. But I have other projects. I'm always having other stuff going on, so I'm always able to write. I guess maybe that followed more under the writer's setback. But I would say, I know in the past, if I've gotten to a part where like I'm set back by like what's happening, I guess I don't really ever get to a point where I'm not writing. So if it's something's happening and I can't, whatever's happening between me and the text, sometimes what I'll do is I'll just skip ahead in the story and then write a later part and then come back and fill in, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. What about you?
Well, I don't know if I don't think it's my story is the reason why I'm not writing. I feel like it's more internal than that. But I haven't written in my story draft since March when I originally went on hiatus. So, but I don't think it's the story that drove me to hiatus.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just a combination of, being mom, being a writer, and author tube. I feel like kind of because I was putting too much stuff on my plate. I feel like I could deal with at the time, and so I don't know. I haven't really opened it recently to try, but I just wanted to see what other people's inspiration is for that. Like, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And I think that writer's block does come in from not necessarily a story every time. It can come from your emotional state or what's going on with family or what's going on at your job or whatever. Like all those things I think can be part of writer's block. Because if you got all that going on, it's hard to concentrate on your writing.
Yeah, I feel like it's like all thoughts are just all like jumbled up in my head, and like I can't focus on writing. And I feel like because I recently started writing in a journal so I could get all that stuff out, but it's not really helping. So I don't get it either.
I think there were some new studies that came out because there's the idea of like art therapy, writing therapy, like stuff's happening, write about it, draw about it, paint about it. It's something they actually did because I went through Hurricane Andrew in 92 down in Miami, Florida. And I was actually in the magnet school for writing. So we did lots of writing stuff. And then also in art class, we did lots of writing, art stuff. And so they were using that research. But recent research has shown that for some people, there's a subset of the population that doing things like that actually makes it worse. So I was like, oh.
That's not me. I mean, it very well could be. I don't know. I've never really like I've sat down and like tried to do like the brain dump or the drawing it out or something like that, just to like get it out. And I like walk away and then like maybe I'm okay at first, but then like 15 minutes to 20 minutes later, like that clear head is just gone and then everything just comes crashing back in. So it's like,
so it's not a lasting effect for you.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just me as a person, and maybe, but I didn't. Because usually writing was like an outlet, so you could just I could just set everything aside and then just write, and that was like my escape, kind of. But then I just couldn't separate the two anymore. So that's a bummer.
I've actually gone through periods in my life like that, like where writing was like the only thing that kept me sane, and then it was part of what was causing the insanity.
Yeah, I think it's just mixed in now because I was looking at it like a job, kind of, more than anything.
But writing, you're looking at writing as a job?
Yeah. Like, in my head, I like I know I'm not, obviously I don't make nothing from it. But
you have to have that mindset if you ever want to make money from it one day.
Yeah. So I was like, maybe I should take time to separate the two, maybe. Again, I don't know. We do have some answers to the question. We got Des. Hey, Des. For me, I head to my project notebook and by hand, science proves it helps the process. I've heard that too. That's what I tried. And ask what needs to happen in the next chapter, what could happen, and I just jot it down, whatever comes to mind until something strikes inspiration, where I then run with it and end up outlining a chapter. That helps me bring it back. See, that's what I was trying to do, Des, but I don't know. I'm not sure why it didn't really help. Stacy is like my spirit animal right now because this is her. That is me right now. On the same wavelength. And on Battle.it, I just take the break. It was obviously, I'm also obviously not published.
I think that could definitely have an effect too. That if you are published and you're thinking about, okay, I've got to get this piece done because I need to get published, whether you're trad or indie, because if you're on a contract with trad, you've also got deadlines. Then that can I think interfere with your writing process as well. And so, yeah.
I mean, that could also be it because, I just did, it was a short story and it was an anthology, but it's still something that I published. Maybe I felt like I needed to hurry up and write more, I guess. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Does that happen to you? Do you feel like you need to rush stuff? Like when you're getting one of your book releases, you're releasing a book, do you feel like you need to hurry up and get the next one out?
So when I did my trilogy, my debut trilogy was my fantasy before I turned over to fantasy romance. I had planned to publish every one book every 3 months, and I was able to do that. And I had the first book done. The second book was almost done when I published the first book. And so, and actually, I think I sent the second book off to the editor right as I was publishing my first book. But my third book, I had not really started it yet. And I thought, I've got 6 months. I can do this. And it was the end of the series. I knew exactly what I was going to do. I had it all in my head. I figured it'd be fine. And I told my audience that it was going to come out. It was supposed to be March of 2022. And then my dad got cancer. And my parents own a liquor store. And they run it. So I went to go run the liquor store for a few months. I did it actually all the way through June. And so I was not able to get that book out until June. And I felt that pressure then because I had announced that I was going to get it out in March. And it was just later and later and later. So I told myself I'm never doing that again. I am in a different position, I think, than a lot of writers. Like, I've already had a couple different careers. We are just fine. Like, neither my husband or I have to work in order to survive. We wouldn't have a lot of money left over. The money we have coming in pays the bills, and that's about it. So any money that we make is allowing us to like my kiddo is going to a camp that he was not nominated for STEM this in a couple weeks. So I'll be taking him. We would not have been able to pay for that if we weren't still working. Not that I contribute a whole lot because I don't really make a whole lot of money, but my husband does still work full time. But I'm in a unique position where, like, what he said to me was, I gave up my career. Every time we moved, I had to stop my job, start find another job every time we moved because he was military. And so he said when he was retired, he would support me in whatever I want to do. And I said, well, I want to be a full-time writer, which he's known that for most of our marriage, that I wanted to be a writer. So he said he'd support me in that. So I'm able to do that and not worry about my money, having to make the bills and stuff like that. So I think that puts me in a different position. If I was in a position where I was like, okay, I'm trying to pursue my dream and my passion, but I also need to make money, I think it would be different. And I actually kind of was in this position because when I graduated with my MFA in 2013 in writing, I wanted to be a writer. And that's the first time I actually looked at Kickstarter as a writer, but nobody was doing books on Kickstarter this time. So I didn't do it. I was like, how can I make money as a writer? How can I start bringing in money? Because my husband was still in the military. It wasn't like, I couldn't have a job. And I tried different ways. I thought, I could be a writing coach. So I just started my business as a writing coach. But I felt that pressure to try to develop more work or whatever to get money. And it was so much that, and I was teaching creative writing classes at my local library, and I had applied to colleges to teach, but none of the colleges, they're like, well, you need some experience before we can hire you. I'm like, well, no one's hiring me, so I can't get the experience. So happened, some people were coming to my classes at the library who were teachers at the local colleges. And so they put a word in for me and I got a job teaching. But I did feel that pressure then. And so I didn't pursue writing then because I felt that pressure. We got to make money. So I don't know if I answered your question.
You did.
Oh, okay. I feel like I went all the way around the bush before I got there.
No, you did, because like I don't work. Like I live with my mom, and then I have my child, and I feel like internally, I feel like I should be doing more. So I think that's another thing that's like eating at it, is that I'm not doing enough. So I feel like that's also hurting my writing. So I get what you're saying too with that.
I felt that same exact thing. I was not doing enough. I was not creating enough to bring money in, and I was not doing the right thing for the family.
Yeah, like I feel like that, like in the back of my head, that's what constantly stays there, is that feeling. So I feel like that's also what's holding me up.
Yeah. And I stopped writing for many years while I was teaching. I didn't write anything for like at least the first 5 or 6 years. I didn't write anything.
Yeah, like I started my writing journal journey when I had found out about NaNoWriMo, and this was like back in like 2016. And so but I wrote stuff when I was in, younger than that, but I didn't know about NaNoWriMo then. Like, obviously I don't do nothing with it now, but that's a different story. But I feel like it really kicked off then for me. And then I had to step away because of other life stuff. So I didn't stop writing until 2017 to 2021, I feel like. And there's just a lot of other life stuff. I ended up otherworldly stuff happened, which caused me to have to take that setback too.
Yeah.
I just don't want to have to do it again. I don't want to. I miss writing.
I do too. It's only been a few weeks for me, but I miss writing already.
I can't believe I've been oh my gosh, 3 months now? Yeah, it'll be 3 months.
Yeah.
Joe said, depends on the cause. If I'm just feeling uncreative, I can usually power through. If I'm burned out, I need time away from writing, sometimes a month or more, to do other creative things.
I feel that last part. I've been there. It's been a while since I've been there, but now I just try to find the time to write. It's trying to get writing time in between all the other things I'm doing.
Good job, Casey. Stacy.
Yay, 1,500 words. Wow.
See.
That's in her plot bunny. That's the name of her main the main thing she's writing. She got 5,000 words, and I've got that too.
And then is it Lena? Lena? I feel like I'm not pronouncing that right.
I think I heard someone pronounce it Lena, so I pronounced it that way, but I could have been wrong.
I take walks to think through plot problems and write mechanically. No description, bare bones, stilted dialogue. If I really struggle with the scene. See, I started walking. Like, I got like a walking pad and all of that because I was like, maybe it's like I need to get more healthy. Maybe that's why. And I think it is deep down because I've felt the pull back to writing a little bit, but it was just like fan fiction. It wasn't my novels. So I'm like, okay, that's a little step. So where's my novel writing?
Well, I mean, if you think about brain chemistry, but I don't think it works the same for everyone. But like doing any type of exercise is supposed to release endorphins, but I think for some people it doesn't do it quite the same. And then endorphins make you happy, so then you get to a place where you can do the things you want to do creatively.
Yeah, I feel like it helped, but it didn't help enough. I feel like it's the right phrase for that.
Gotcha.
Morgan.
I just think about like me and my husband. Like I go to the gym, I get energized. My husband goes to the gym, he wants to take a nap for the rest of the day.
Like for me, that's like it depends on what I did at the gym. Like, did I just do a casual workout or did I do a really hard workout? If I did a really hard workout, I'm going to sleep.
Like, see, the harder the workout for me, the more energized I get. I feel like pumped up and ready to go. But my husband's the opposite.
Yeah. I'm more on his end.
Yeah.
Morgan said she took a nap and she missed the end of your stream.
I was like, no worries. I wish I could have been taking a nap too.
Sarah said, struggle, procrastinate, give myself a challenge to get me writing again.
Nice. I love that. I love how the challenge works.
Maybe I should try a challenge because I don't think I've really done a challenge. I think I've just like done the brain dump and stuff like that. And the exercising.
I suppose if you've got a personality where you like to be, what do they call that? When you like to like be head to head with other people, like going, challenges and winning things, but there's just a name for it. I forget the name. Because some people don't like that. What is it?
Competition? Competitive?
Yeah, competitiveness. If you have a personality that's a bit competitive, setting a challenge for yourself might really work. I'm not very competitive. I'm competitive with myself, but that's it.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I'm more competitive with myself. Like
if it's like, oh, we're gonna go in a competition of writing, no, that's okay. I'll just do my own thing over here.
Right. Okay, so I wrote this much this week. Let's try to beat that. Like that's
yeah. That's what I do. I gamify it for me against me.
Oh, I lost my place.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Like, okay. Yeah, I am all about being real.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it with you guys. And hang in me rocks. And she said, appreciate your upfrontness too.
Yeah. I try to make it clear that my situation is much different than I think a lot of people on AuthorTube. I don't have a full-time job. So yeah, people joke that I have clones and whatnot, but the reason why I can do this is because I don't have a full-time job. So.
Yep.
Yeah. My mom is like that too. And I remember my mom talking about that, how doing a workout would make her sleepy. She don't know why I would get energized from her gym. I'm like, I don't know. And then I saw the research. I'm like, well, the research kind of supports like what happens with me is what should be happening. But then I'm like, after my mom, then my husband, he's the same way. And I'm like, okay, I think this doesn't work the same for everybody. Going to the gym is not, or working out, exercising is not the same result for everybody.
No, it's not. And I don't know if it's because like you work out and then like the endorphins that you're supposed to be feeling like more energized or something.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if you accidentally counteract it by like relaxing afterwards, maybe it'll heighten the want to be relaxed and then you go to sleep. Maybe. I don't know.
I also wonder if it has something to just do with like how quickly we develop these different hormones in our body and how quickly we go through them. Because I'm not this red, but I do have red hair. So the redhead gene is connected to metabolizing things quickly. So I always just thought I had a high tolerance to medication. And I don't. I found out from a dentist 2012. The research on it showed that redhead gene is connected to higher metabolism when it comes to medicine. So it could be like I create those endorphins quickly and I burn through it. Where like for someone who doesn't have that, they create it slowly. So it's like comes over time, not after the workout. I don't know. It's things I've thought about, but nothing I don't know if it really is a thing. So.
I mean, but that raises a good point. Maybe it's because of people that have lower metabolisms when they work out and stuff, they get more tired than those that have higher metabolisms.
Sure. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think we can make lots of.
I know this is not what this is about.
Yeah. I mean, I like thinking through all. I mean, I'm that type of person. I analyze lots of things from different angles and stuff, and some of it's probably just hogwash. So.
Like, yeah, my thought process could totally be like not it, but I don't know. That was just the way my brain just came up with. This past year, 6 or 7 months.
Was it the third book in the fantasy, the one that I was doing, or is this a different third book? I'm curious. I don't know if Morgan's still here. So
I think I know which one she's talking about. I just can't think of the name. It's just like saved my life.
Seed Among Good Ground, or is that the one or is that the second book?
I feel this deep, Morgan. Like, I feel it. I wish it was like one of those things where I could just work on a different project in the meantime while I'm waiting for it. But it's not that. I think it's just my writing in general for novels. It does have something going on.
I'm not finding Morgan Lee now on Amazon. I'm like, I'm trying to find the name of the book, and I can't find her. There's a lot of Morgan Lee authors.
Yeah. But it also takes a lot of stuff for this too. This is true.
Seed Among Good Ground. Yes, it was. Okay, I was right.
I do wish I could write full time. This is understandable.
Yeah. I mean, I say we, my husband, of course, was working hard in the military. I worked really, really hard the last 5 years I was teaching. I took on extra jobs. I was teaching like 7 different classes a semester, and I was going between 3 different campuses. So I was driving a lot. And it was during the same time that found out my kiddo was neurodivergent. My husband was overseas, and I was so stressed out. But I was like, okay, just have to save up this money so that once he retires, we know we're okay. So, but, yeah.
It's because I don't. Stacey, you are sounding more and more like me as I read your comments. I swear, are you like a clone or something? Or am I your clone? You're insane.
I actually did love my job too, teaching. It was really fulfilling to help people feel like, first of all, to get that confidence that they could write, because I found a lot of students were told that they couldn't write and that they shouldn't do anything that has to do with writing. And it was really interesting that people would tell them that they couldn't write. So it was very fulfilling to work with people, to work with students to become better writers. But yeah. I think that's why I started a YouTube channel where I was making content at first about writing. So I was reaching writers and not readers because it reminded me of teaching. Yeah, true.
Yeah, I was gonna go to school to be a teacher, but then I was like, I don't know, because I really only get chatty when I'm on here. So I'm like in a space with other people. I don't think I would be as chatty. So I don't think that would be the nice fit for me personally.
Yeah.
I don't know what this comment is in reference to.
Oh, when I was saying that I was making conclusions for how I work and metabolizing things and whatnot, but it could all be hogwash because I don't actually have anything to back it up.
Yeah. All right. So we want to get into the second sprinty sprint.
You said this is a Christmas one?
Yes. So I hope you guys enjoy. This is the only timer I have that's 45 minutes. That's up on the channel.
Yeah, I found I only had the one timer too that was 45 minutes on my channel, so I just used the same one.
Let's see if I can. I'll just let it play. Just enjoy. See you on the other side of 45, guys. right. What did you do, Shannon, during the sprint?
Finally finished the opening session show outline. And I make 2 copies of it. One I make with for my moderators with all the links to drop for everything from like the conference website, the conference playlist, the conference feedback form, the conference list of prizes that are available for the giveaway. There's just so many things, links. And then we also do links for all of our speakers that are coming on to talk. And and so it's a lot to put together. So I finally finished the opening session. I moved on to the Friday night session. And I needed to go grab a link. And one of my chairs is making me do more work. I'm like, why did you change this on me? Now I have to go change the website, the attendee packet, the documents in the folder. And that was on Discord. I was sending the message over, and then I saw your message. So I replied to your message, and I'm like, I definitely don't have time for this. I don't have time to even get stuff done that I know I have to get done. I feel I'm going to be very, very stressed in this next week. I'm probably getting little sleep. So, but yeah. I know you understand.
I didn't want to stress you out too much. I was just like, before I forget, because I would just thought about it. So I was like, let me just go ahead and message her.
I've thought about it a couple times because I think about a lot of things in my mind, and I've thought about it a few times over the last couple of weeks. It's just nothing I can do right now.
Yeah. I didn't do much of anything because obviously the rambunctious one got home, so I didn't really get much done. But I did get a question for everyone. What are some writing challenges that we do? This can be like anything.
I just do one for myself. Like I said, I don't like being competitive with other people. I completely lose all motivation to be competitive with anyone else. And so I'm just competitive with myself. And that is the writing challenge I set for myself is a word count for the year. So, and mainly that is trying to keep me on track because I know that I'm doing all this because I want to write, but then I like to make myself busy. So I do like the AuthorTube Writing Conference and the podcast and the Secret Santa. And I do all these other things instead of writing. And so the first year, that was 2022, and of course the things happened with my dad getting cancer. So that took me out of being able to really write as much as I wanted to. And 2022, I was like not very happy with how much I got done that year. Like for one, like I mentioned, I went to do my 3rd book in March, and I thought I'd start on my next series and get the first book out by the end of the year. And it was like a whole nother year before it was in June of the next year before it came out. But I was not very happy with the amount of writing. I barely did any writing in 2022. And I was trying lots of different ways to track my writing, and I couldn't figure it out. And I finally figured out, okay, let me try this way. And I tried it for a couple times. I thought, okay, I like this. And so since the beginning of 2023, I've been tracking my writing the same way. And so the first year I had set myself a goal. I don't even know what goal I set for myself. It's in a video. I put it in a video. But I didn't meet my goal. I wrote 314,666 words the first year. And whatever my goal was, I didn't meet it. So I thought, okay, now I tracked everything. So I was able to like look at it and see, okay, what can I do to change this? And the first thing I thought of was, well, the AuthorTube Writing Conference has to go. I spent way too much time doing it. And so I had actually put it out during that year, 2023 conference, because I hadn't written a single word in June. And again, last time I wrote was June 1st, that I was not going to be continuing the conference if it was going at the rate that it was going without having help. A bunch of people stepped up to the plate. A bunch of people said, let me help. Next year, we had a ton of help. And nobody dropped out. Nobody changed anything. Everybody accepted the first position we gave them on the conference schedule. We had no changes. It was so easy breezy last year. I wrote more. I don't remember off the top of my head what I wrote. I passed my goal. I think I put my goal at 400,000 last year because I thought, okay, let me do a little bit more than 300. 314 was what I did the year before. So I said, let me do a little bit more because I'm going to have help with the conference. And I like blew it out of the water. That's 2025, 2024. So 2024, I wrote, what did I write? 770,085 words. So the challenge I made for myself this year was less. I made it for 700,000. That was higher from the year before, but it's not as much as what I wrote last year because I knew I was doing a Kickstarter. And right now I'm on par to probably hit 700,000 is what it looks like right now. So I'm not too upset, but I haven't written much in June. So, but yeah, this only challenge the only challenge I set for myself is my own writing goal.
Yeah, I set the overall writing goal for the year, and I think that's also another thing is because I set it really high. Like we're talking about like how Kate Kavanaugh does with the Millie.
Yeah.
And I think I just like messed myself up in my brain a little bit with that. And I made a spreadsheet that like calculates all of like daily how much I put into a particular project, and it adds it all up to how much I have. And I think I have like 86K, like I had gotten in like in February. I think it was like between January and February, and then in March I didn't even count because I got like really I think anxious about it, and I'm not really sure why because it was a goal just for myself.
Yeah.
So maybe I just need to do it smaller little goals.
Yeah.
Like goals maybe.
I've really wanted to do a mill wordy, and I think that as much as I was able to write last year, if I have another year like that, I could probably hit it. But I was like, I know I'm doing a Kickstarter this year. I was like, I don't want to put that pressure on myself. But I really want to do one year. So it's just not right now.
Yeah, the rate that the year was going, it was really good, you know,
Yeah.
and I thought that I would be able to do it, but now we're sitting here at June and I'm still under 100K, so I doubt that that's gonna happen. I mean, yeah, I don't think there's any way I could be able to do that.
That's writing 83,000 words a month is to hit that mill wordy. Yeah, but I do it as a yearly goal, but I also track because I track the project I'm working on, what part of the project I'm working on, because I want to know like if I'm spending this much time on brainstorming, how many words do I get? I do brainstorming, drafting, revising, and editing. But I also put it in my minutes, and I calculate that into hours, just because it is something like in surveys, like Written Word Media does a survey every year of authors who are trying to make a living or who are making money off of writing. Like how long? That's one of the things that they always ask is like how many hours a week do they spend writing? They also ask for marketing as well, but I barely do any marketing. And it's been showing that between like, was it 15 and 20 hours between the last couple of years is what full-time authors write. They write between 15 and 20 hours a week. So I'm trying to like hit that 20 hours and I'm not hitting it this year, but I almost hit it last year. It was like 19 hours, just shy of 20 hours a week. But I'm not looking at like trying to hit that like every week. It's like an average of, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. I'm sorry, I zoned out for a second. Let's get to the comments a little bit. Because I know some people came in, some people left. I had a Glenna come in. And
hallelujah.
Yeah, I think that was. Oh, we got some answers to the questions. Let me just get the people that came in first. Welcome back. Okay. Right. Now, answers to the question. Stacy said, sometimes I do tarot challenges. Tarot challenges. Can't talk today. But sometimes I will try a scene from another POV. So, Stacy, when you're talking about tarot challenges, like what all is it about? Like, do you just like write a scene with like a description, like not like a description, but like based on the feeling of the card? Like if the card was like the card's description, I guess would be the best way to describe that. Would you base your scene off of that, or
during the conference who's going to give like one of his prizes is a tarot reading, but he uses tarot cards as like prompts for writing.
Yeah,
I thought it was pretty interesting.
And then Joe's said, I don't know if it's a challenge, but fast drafting method I do is writing 500 words per chapter in a cycle until the book is done. That's actually kind of smart. It keeps my brain fascinated.
It's kind of what I do. Yeah. I call it my verbal vomit because I type slow. So I dictate and I will do, I don't count like words, but it's mostly just dialogue. And I just get the fast, they call it fast drafting, dirty drafting, zero draft. You do it as fast as you can. And it's just mostly dialogue with sometimes some brainstorming ideas like, well, if they do this and they can do that, but they do this, they do that. And then I move on to the next chapter. And that's what it was during this write-a-thon 3 years ago that I wrote the first draft of my first book. It was 23,000 words. And the final book ended up being 141,000 words. So, yeah.
Oh my gosh! Like, I think I want to try this.
Yeah, it works for me.
Inspiration.
Yeah. I think it's just you have to lock out your inner editor. You can't let them come in. So.
Yeah, that's a big problem for me. I know it is because like I'll be in the zone and then I'll like I have to reread a chapter to get back into what I was writing, and then I'll be like, oh, I can't. That sentence doesn't sound right, and I want so bad to edit it, and I'm like, no, you can't do that. Just write it all out.
Making pretty sentences is done on the back end. Just if you tell yourself that, it's done on the back end. Because you might write something too that you end up like, this doesn't work. So you take the scene out or whatever. And now you've spent all this time making a pretty sentence and it doesn't even get used.
Right. And you said for short stories, I do a prompt challenge. I've done that. One person describes the setting, another the main character, another the plot, and the last one, the plot twist. Then everyone writes.
Group effort. Oh, sorry. It's like a group effort, like prompt.
Yeah. It's nice. Oh, Stacy said she got 500 words, mainly because my husband came in and we talked for a bit. And then since I was already interrupted, I switched over laundry and sort of had to buy a break and refilled my drink. Okay. And Stacy said, Alice, I just realized how you spell your name. I have never seen anyone spell it that way outside of my family. I know it exists. It's just never seen it. My great grandma was named Alice Marie. Aww. That is pretty. I like that.
I like Alice with the Y in there too. I like that. It's like, because it goes above a line and down below a line. I don't know. It feels more symmetrical, but it's really not. But it's the third letter. So it's right in the middle. So I don't know. I like it.
And then Sarah answered, I've tried too many challenges to list. Sarah, I know. I've been to your channel. My favorites have been various insane fast drafting challenges and picking a random chapter from a box.
I don't think I could do like the random chapter, or I don't know. I could be wrong because I started doing Natalie Locke and Chandra They do flash fiction challenges once a month. And there they have a prompt and you also have 10 words you have to try to use within your flash fiction piece. And I didn't think that I would be able to do that. But when I think about like, it's not my story, it is my story, but it's not part of my story that I'm writing. Like my main story that I'm writing is just something extra, then I'm able to do it. But like, I don't think I could write a chapter for like my book that would be randomly chosen for me, or a word count would be chosen for me. I'd only be able to do that for something that's not like part of something that's a larger work, I think.
Yeah, I feel like if you were to start that kind of challenge, it would have to be like you're just about to start writing this book, period, and then like you could try to do that. I feel like, but if you're already writing like half a draft, it's not really something you could just pick up. To me, in my head, it wouldn't make sense either.
Yeah, but there are people who do it that way. So.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Nope, Stacy continued hers. Sometimes I will draw one card and write a scene about what the card means. Sometimes it's about a card, sometimes it's about what direction the story needs to go in. Okay, thank you, Stacy, for clarifying that. I might try that. I've got some tarot cards down here somewhere. Yeah. And then Joe, okay, I gotta go make dinner. Thank you for joining us. I'm so sorry about my mother. I don't think she really, she doesn't care.
You're fine.
So we have about
40 minutes.
Are you with
35.
Sam in the break stream at 6?
Well, I think I'm going to be. Sam told me to remind her so she can give me the link, and I sent a message to her on Discord, but I haven't got the link yet. So it's okay if I'm not. I don't have to be there.
Yeah, I mean, it's only like you still got 40 minutes, so she'll probably get it to you. So you need to leave like 10 minutes before 6.
I think 5 minutes before would be probably fine. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry.
Oh, I didn't know they made a book for writers for tarot. That's new for me. I was always trying to figure out how people can do that. I've seen a couple streams where people, I think Sako Tumi used to do that.
I think, oh dang, Miranda H, I think does it. Is it Miranda? Rita H.
Yeah.
Does it?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Or does she just draw tarot cards for everybody?
And I think Mom Maggie might have done it too for a little while.
Yeah. I'm sorry, my mom's voice is very loud. I'm trying to figure out time. That's why it's taking so long. Do you think like a 30-minute? Do you think that would?
Maybe 25? Corinne Kenner is the author. Okay. Cool.
Hello. Bitch. No. Okay. Nope. We're not dealing with that. Okay. I'm gonna get the timer.
So the noise makes me feel so at home, says Sarah. I feel the same way. It doesn't really bother me. Man, I'm tired. Well, I didn't know the Dawdling writer did it too. Yeah, Mom Maggie. I remember her doing it on her streams. And I think Sako Tumi did it too. But I don't think her YouTube channel is an author tube channel anymore. I think she made it into an art or something else. Maybe gaming channel. I don't know. All right, Stacey. Oh, this is one of my
Okay, I messed it up, so I'm gonna have to redo the share. Just give me a second. I'm so sorry.
Okay. I don't think I quite understand how the tarot cards work with. I've seen Mama Maggie do it. I saw Sako Tumi do it. And it didn't make a whole lot of sense to me how they were choosing what they were going to write about based off of the tarot card. But I think it must be because the tarot card can be a bit. We lost Alice. I think I'm still on. I think the tarot cards can be a bit subjective, like how it's. Yeah, it looks like I'm still there. Okay, subjective on how it's interpreted. Maybe that's the only thing I can think of. But it could be interesting for doing short stories or whatnot. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. I haven't been on her channel for a long time. Haven't been back there. There's a lot of channels I have not been back on for a while because I just don't have time. You okay, Alice?
Yeah, I didn't like. I went to exit a different window, and
okay.
it tricked me.
Yeah, be very subjective. That's what I was thinking. That's what it felt like. I don't know enough about tarot cards about, to really say anything. But it felt like to me it was very subjective. So I'm glad that you're able to clear that up for me. Because I just wondered if it was just me not understanding instead of what I thought. But
Okay, I know that took some time. So what time should it be now? Like 20?
yeah, 20 is probably good. Intuitive reading. Well, I'm an intuitive writer. I use Becca Syme's explanation for intuitive writers. Some people call it pantsers or discovery writers, but I think intuitive fits me more the way she describes it. I never thought discovery was quite me because I feel like I know the story already. I just don't know all of it. And some of it's like in my head, but it's like trying to figure it out because I'll put stuff in my story. I'm like, why am I putting this here? And then as I write more story, I'm like, oh, that's why I put it there. It was for this. So it's not discovering for me, and it's not really pantsing because I do think of things. But okay, sorry. I'm just filling the space, Alice, if you're wanting to go ahead and start.
I'm sorry, there's a lot of going on around here. So I'm gonna
Okay,
go ahead
no problem.
and start the sprint. Thank you.
Yay.
All right, how did we do?
Still working on my my Friday night happy hour show outline for the conference.
I'm trying to figure out what to have for dinner, so that's what I did. We had some people come in. I had a Eva, and Daydream.
Hi. It's been a minute since I've seen her.
Okay. And a Raven, thank you. No, it's been a hot minute. Had some technical difficulties. Mainly my fault. She's trying to. I was at 1K. These sprints. Thanks for hosting, ladies. The corrected for me. I'm glad you got 1K. That's really good.
Had some people pop in, I think, too. Or did you get Eva popping in, right?
Yeah, I got Eva.
Sorry. My mind's also jumping around a lot, so.
Don't think there was anything else.
Yes, Stacy, you're so correct. I can't believe you've got that much in your plot bunny.
Wait.
I think I would have stopped like at 5,000. Be like, why am I writing so much in this plot bunny? I need to go back to my regular work. Must be a good plot bunny, though.
It must be. Yeah. Which is good. And sometimes you need that plot bunny to like get it moving again.
Yeah, like what you were talking about earlier with like the writer's block or, you know, anything that could stop your creativity momentum.
Yeah. She also got dinner store.
Wow, very productive.
Very productive. I'm still trying to figure out what we're doing. I think it's breakfast for dinner.
Oh, I love breakfast for dinner.
It's
one of my favorite.
Cinnamon toast, something. And Raven said I have 45 pages to rewrite. Daunting. Well, the good news is that we are not the last sprint of the day. There's a lot more streams coming today, I think. I think there's how many more?
Hold on, let me I've got it here. So next we have a break stream number 2, which Sam did get a hold of me and said she's gonna send me the link here soon. And then there's stream 8. Oh, I don't know what time. When is stream 9? I think stream 9 is that the last one of today. That's at 9 p.m. So I think stream 9. So 8 and 9 I think is left for today.
So a lot of opportunities to get those 45 pages done.
Yeah, and then there's not much of a break in between the last stream. The last stream will get over around midnight. Now this is all Eastern time, and then at 4 a.m. the next one starts. I love the thumbnail for sprint number 9. Do you know sometimes I have like a mental block when I know I'm beta reading someone's work? Like I will like put it off because of that, because it's not like just regular reading. And it could be like for one of my favorite authors. I beta read all of her books since she published the first one. I found her after she published the first one. So I've done every other book since then. But at first I'll put it off because like it's like, no, I just want to read the book and enjoy it. Not beta read it.
Thank you, Sarah.
Oh, yeah, I said 4. 4 is, and I was saying the time. I said that's Eastern. That was my time. Lord, time zones. I think it's still a 4-hour break in between. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, because the last one I think ends at like 1 for us, for Eastern.
Nice at midnight.
Hour gap. And Raven said they also love breakfast for dinner. So it's like the best time.
Is I just would ask eccentric Raven. I can't say that word. Did you used to just go by like Raven or something, another name? I'm just wondering because there's a Raven and I haven't seen them for a minute now. Same person,
I've always just called him Raven.
right, Sarah? I was trying to be helpful. I just made it worse. So
You did not. It was just an hour off. You're right. It's just gradually getting louder in here, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this stream to get ready for Sam's break. So y'all take this like few minutes, to go use the bathroom or get a snack, whatever. And Shanon, do you want to do your outro?
Shanon, I write under the name of SC Huston. I have a YouTube channel under the name of SC Huston. I go by Raven. I don't know if you're saying Raven. I know. Sorry, middle of my outro. Yes, I am on YouTube. I do monthly. I do weekly writing sprints, Monday through Thursday. Yes, I just got the link for Sam's. Okay, sorry, I got distracted again. See, I get worse as the day goes on. Thank you so much for having me, Alice.
And you're welcome. I love having you on the channel. It's fun. I don't really know what I'm going to do with the outro, but I guess it's just, I'm Alice Reads. I currently just got off of a hiatus, and everybody in my house is very loud. So this is just the chaos that I am in. So I'm going to start doing streams every Thursday, I think, at 7 p.m. just to get myself back into it, and then we might go back to mornings. But alas, that will be a discussion for later times that I will update. So I'm going to go ahead and call it. I hope everyone got some productive things done. It's by Raven.
And then Adrian and Jordan.
And I'm trying to ask myself the same thing, but we're about to cut it and go to Sam's break. So, and Jordan, my question is, are there any tarot decks in Braille? I would not be the good one to ask.
Me neither, because I don't know much about tarot cards.
I'm assuming that they should. Like you would think that they would. But we are not the best ones to ask this question. I'm sorry, Jordan. I wish I had more information for you.
We were actually asking lots of questions about it ourselves during the stream, so.
Yeah. If I do find it, stay tuned in Sam's break, and I'll just post a link for you in the chat for you. I'll try to look some up during her break. All right. All right, we're going to cut it here. Bye, guys.
Bye.